good. I'm good. Let me just tell you a very quick story. Once upon a time, a company called Enoch bought Tottenham Hotspur, and year after year after year, they would screw Tottenham Hotspur over. The end.
All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up here. That's the end of the story. Yeah, Brian, look, I mean, I think, I'll tell you what. Rather than just we go into a Levy out rant.
No, we can talk the game. There's loads to talk about.
Yeah, no, I was going to ask you, like, realistically, because Brains and I were having this conversation, and some people thought that we were being negative with our thoughts. Others were saying, yes, spot on. Do you realistically see these group of players that we've got now for the next 3-4 games putting in the kind of match-winning performance where we say, yeah, they can play Ange ball, you know, they can do it this way? Because they couldn't do it the Poch way, they couldn't do it the Conte way, they couldn't do it the Jose way, and now the second string today, that capitulation, we've been watching that for 4 years. Do you think there's any way that we navigate through this? Because, you know, when fans say, oh, but I believe, or, you know, but I really think, that's not enough, is it, really?
Well, put it this way, Stel. Let's talk Darren Davies to begin with, who I thought were okay for most of the game, but at the vital moments, they switch off. And we switched off, and we got punished for it twice. What I will say, one thing I think people will say Sonny had a crap game. He didn't have a crap game. He absolutely had no surface whatsoever. You take Maddison out there. What I would have done personally is I would have had Højbjerg on the bench and start myself. So at least there's that creative option. Whether he would have been able to do it is another thing. But at least there's a bit of creativity there. So we were doomed with that. And mate, like you said, we've had this. When the first team is fit and firing, we can hold it with the best of them. When we have a few injuries or suspensions, and it's unfortunate, obviously so many happen at Chelsea, it doesn't matter what style, what formation, what you ask them to do, they can't do it. They just can't do it.
Yeah.
What more can you say? You look at it, Dyer, Davies, playing as a centre-back pairing, playing with left-back, they just cannot do it. They just cannot do it. Their time is done. The fact that we're waiting for Dyer to leave, and this is how embarrassing it is, that we're waiting for Dyer to leave on a free because we haven't even been able to ship him out or try to get him out. And he's been here the best part of 10 years.
Have you heard the comments from Ange post-match?
No.
Let me read this out to you. Obviously, it's disappointing, the goals going in so late, and we worked hard up until that point. We ran out of legs at the end, but credit to Wolves, they came at us and scored a couple of good goals. I can't question the effort and commitment. In the first half, we scored a good goal and then played a bit conservatively. I did not think we were as positive as we could be. The second half was a bit better, but there is a lot of players having their first start, and we were never going to get the same fluency. That's the first time he's kind of referenced that this is a player matter. But he's worded it in a way where he's saying, look, they've only just started. But we know these players haven't started just now. They've been at the club for a long time. So is he subtly there saying, hey, these players, man, you know?
I think he is. And you look at it, he can say that. And yes, they haven't played, but at least their legs would have been fresh. Højbjerg's hard, like, apart from, I don't think he's had a start, has he? In all honesty, in the league. I can't even remember. So he should be fresh, or he's always fit and ready to go. Dyer and Davies should be completely fit. Kulusevski looks like he's on his last legs. He looks exhausted. Yeah, that's what he's saying. It's what he's saying. Listen, still, you know, he's come out. He's already said, I want my players early in January.
Yeah.
Like Poch did. He also said, when he was talking about his relationship with Levy, he said, I don't need to have the close relationship with Poch. All I need is him to trust me. The screws are getting turned. The screws are getting turned. And we're going to have to see. Now we have to wait for Villa and City.
Brian, I'll be honest with you. I think Villa are better than us because they don't have the injuries we do. And I think Man City, I think we're toast. You know, I know people don't want to hear that. People want to hear, no, you know, you got to believe, you know, have faith. I'm being realistic. What I saw today was one of the worst performances of the season, but I don't blame Ange because those players aren't good enough. I've been saying it for 2-3 years. You've been saying it. A lot of us have been saying it. So when you suddenly bring them back from the abyss, and you say, "Can we play Ange ball?" No, we can't.
Yeah, well, that's it. Still, you look at it, and as we always say, you and I will always back the manager, no matter who it is, no matter what. He will always get our ultimate backing and our trust and everything. And none of this is on Ange. None of this. Maybe the odd little thing here, like I said, maybe playing a bit of creativity to get Son in the game. But when it comes to playing those two at centre back, I hope against Villa we have Dorrington and Phillips. I'd rather play youngsters and they learn rather than play these players that we know what they're capable of and let us down again.
Do you think he'll do that though? Because out of the 3 games, Wolves, Villa and City, you'd probably say Wolves is the easiest of the 3. So he didn't play the young players then. Is he going to go and do it against an informed Aston Villa and a magnificent Manchester City?
Well, I hope he plays. Well, I'm really hoping he plays Phillips instead of one of them. I really, because I've been saying it from get-go. I'm a strong believer in Phillips.
Brian, which of the two would you drop?
Probably Dyer, because I think Davies to me had an okay game.
He did have an okay game. Yeah.
So Davies did play well, but these two, they can't play together. There's no pace, there's no power. Phillips does both of those. Not Van der Ven pace, but he certainly makes up for. He's certainly faster than both of them, probably put together, and he's certainly more powerful than either of them.
I thought that Emerson Royale had a pretty bad game as well in left back. He's not a left back, so I'll give him, you know, relax on him a bit. But the first half, they kept attacking that left wing. He ended up picking a yellow card, and then second half, the winning goal came down from that flank.
Yep, I will say when you're talking the defence, I think Porro had another good game. I really do. I think he played well, especially seeing that he was the only one of that back 4. But he looked exhausted near the end. We've hated the international breaks that have been coming our way. Just thank God we've got an international break this time. At least we've got that in our favour.
I mean, but we still got the same players after.
Yeah, but hopefully it gives. Listen, it will give Van der Ven 2. Thank God it gives Van der Ven 2 weeks where obviously no one's playing, so that's an extra 2 weeks for him to get fit. Not saying he'll be fit after it, but that's 2 weeks out of the rehabilitation that no one's playing football, and we just got to hope that things change and we have some positive news. Madders is a big loss, big loss.
Well, I think Madders and Van der Ven are back in the new year, so they're not going to play the next. Well, they're not playing November or December. Yeah. We've calculated there's 8 games.
7 games in December, and they ain't going to be fit for one of them.
So the fixtures, I believe we've got 8 games left, Brian, before January. I'll have a quick look.
Yeah, you're right. Because we've got 1 more. Yeah. You're right. Good time. Good time.
Do you know what? You know when you get that feeling? I've been here before. I've literally, and I'm tired. I'm tired this time. This time round, I'm just tired. I know how this goes.
Stel, you and I together, Stel, we know exactly how this goes, don't we?
Yeah.
Unfortunately. But what can you do? What can you do apart from just rinse, repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat?
I just, do you know what? I genuinely feel sorry for Ange because, Brian, can I ask you, do you think if we do go on a bad run, okay, that fans will turn against him? Or do you think
I really hope not. I really hope not. Listen, you and I keep saying this, and so does Ryan and all the other Levy outers. Don't blame the manager. Blame the chairman. And you and I and Ryan and everyone else in our group, the protest and everything, could say the same thing over and over again. And it's, oh, no, it's not him. Oh, look what we're doing. Look what we're doing. We're now going to do it. We're now going to push on. This is the time. This is the time. And we go through it again and again and again.
Thing is, everyone wanted progressive front foot attacking football. We get it. The first brick wall we hit, and it's an implosion. It's a 4-1 battering. It's losing in injury time. That Wolves did to us what we did to Sheffield United.
Yeah, completely.
And then you look at the games coming up and you're thinking, oh my God, you know?
Yep. But Villa at home, we move on, we dust ourselves down, we regroup, and hopefully at Villa, at least Destiny's back, so the flanks are covered, because both goals came from the flanks. At least it will be Porro and Destiny, so we've got that positive.
Brian, Basuma picked up a yellow card, so he misses the Villa game. Who is your midfield 3 for the next game?
Sarr, Højbjerg. I think it's too early to give Benson Core 90 minutes for Celso. We need to get creativity on there.
Did you not feel that Højbjerg was one of the problem players today?
No, maybe with his passing, but without Basuma, he is obviously the one. And you know what, Højbjerg, whenever he's come on, he's been outstanding for us this season. So one game that's not as good as he has been. What do you expect? But we need him now. Now Basuma's suspended, he is obviously the natural one that will go there. So it'll be Højbjerg, Sarr, and Lo Celso for creativity.
Yeah. All right, Brian. If there's anything else you want to say, feel free. Otherwise,
one thing I want to say, and I can only do it with one finger today because I'm holding the phone. So I will win. And as always, Levy,